Hello beings, welcome to the experience. My name is Flamino and today I'm going to show you what it was like to go through this 7-day experience without sitting. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pause moments in this video. But before this video continues, leave your like here to help my work. It makes a big difference when you help me with a like. And comment Pocahontas because that's the magic word here on the channel, right? And let's get to the video. Alright, I think most people who see the video thumbnail, who see the title, must be thinking, what a stupid idea, why would someone do this? I also thought the same thing when I saw the first video on the internet talking about this, right? It's a trend that's going around on foreign channels, right? I don't remember seeing any local channel making a video like this, and then I said, man, let's see why are they doing this? And some people mentioned having some benefits, and I was a bit skeptical. I said, man, I'm gonna test it, right? I'm the guy who tests videos here, right? For Brazil. And I went to do the 7-day test without sitting. So what were the rules? I had to wake up. From the moment I got out of bed, I couldn't sit down anymore. I had to stay standing the whole day until it was time to sleep, and I went back to bed to lie down right from the start. At first I was really calm because I've already spent a lot of time standing, especially when I go to events like, I don't know, there's Anime Friends or BGS, Comic Con, those kinds of events. I stay on my feet, walking around all day from morning until night, and what happens is just that my legs get a little tired. But what I didn't take into account is that even on those event days at several moments, I sit down to rest, I sit down to eat, I sit down to go to the bathroom to do number 2. Even that part was horrible. So before starting the experience, in my head I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. I've already spent so much time standing during a day. Poor innocent me, and alright. I went there, started my day, and my first tasks to do standing up were having breakfast. But man, for me it was fine. I was already used to eating while standing, right? When I lived with my parents, it was very common for me to put his food on my plate in the kitchen. My brother too, my father too, and we would talk while eating, standing up, holding the plate like this. So for me, man, eating while standing is really easy, really easy. My morning coffee, man, this must be hot, huh? My breakfast. Here is the multigrain bread with 10 grams of golden berry with 3 spoons of chickpeas. Hummus, right, which is chickpea paste, and the camera over there, look. Filming me having this breakfast standing up. No, I hadn't thought about that. My digestion is very regular, so every time I eat, right after I go number 2. And I came here to go number 2. How am I supposed to go number 2? Now what? I thought about squatting like I'm not gonna show this, over the toilet, but then it would be too high. It would fall. Water would spill out like that, although I can squat without touching the toilet. Let me see if the height works. I'm not sitting down, okay guys? I'm checking if it's possible. Look, Man, this is going to go wrong. If I stand on my tiptoes, it's possible, look. So let's do it. Oh, I can lean against the wall here. I'll stand on my tiptoes. Look. Yeah, it's gonna have to be like this. Wow, what a mess. The times I had to go to the bathroom to do number 2, man, it was really annoying because sometimes you want to go number 2 and you just stay there for like 10 minutes doing nothing, you know? That therapeutic time when you just sit, I'm just gonna stay here doing nothing, I'm already done, but I'll just stay here, let me grab my phone. So yeah, that was, I don't know, maybe top 3. One of the most annoying things to do without being able to sit, my makeshift setup here to work. Oh, it's wonderful. If you haven't seen the video, it's in the card, okay? Best video on my channel, in my opinion. And let's get to work. Isn't it uncomfortable, man? Here I had to put a pillow and some books to get it to the right height so I don't hunch over while working. Another activity that I found uncomfortable, not so annoying but uncomfortable, and I didn't do it the way it should have been done. It was working, right? I work editing my own videos. I work a lot on the computer, and my computer isn't set up for standing work, so the monitor ended up a bit too low, right? I should have put something under the monitor to raise it so I wouldn't get a sore neck, but I thought, man, it's just 7 days, you know? I'm not going to spend my whole life doing this, so 7 days won't give me back problems just because I'm looking down at the monitor. So it was fine. Actually, in Asia, I'm not sure if it's in Korea, there's a desk where you can raise its height because people there have this trend of wanting to work standing up. I don't know why. I think it's because they spend so much time sitting and really have to work in front of the computer for a long time. So, To avoid spending the whole day sitting, they have this desk that you can also work at while standing. And that's when the questions started coming up, right? Why would someone want to work standing up when it's much more comfortable to sit? I would think the opposite. If I had to work standing up, I'd think of something so I could work sitting down. But I ended up researching some studies about sitting for too long, and I was really shocked by it. How harmful is it? If you stop right now and search on Google for the harms of working while sitting for too long, you'll see a list of ways this ends up affecting our health. To the point of actually reducing your life expectancy. You're going to die earlier because you spent too much time sitting. That's bizarre. And it's not like, oh, I'll just go to the gym because then I'll make up for the time I spend sitting. No, you'll still have the same harmful effects from spending too much time sitting, even if you try to make up for it with a good diet or by going to the gym. Obviously, you'll get the benefits of working out and eating well for the rest of your life. It's healthy, but still, you'll have the harmful effects of spending too much time sitting. I was going to work out, but I ended up not going. I went to do laundry because I ran out of clothes. I do laundry twice a month because I run out of clothes, so I need to wash them, and now I'm going to clean up all this mess here. And my legs are still fine. It's the beginning of the day, but I'm going to train legs today. I'm worried about that, about my legs getting really fatigued and it being extremely unpleasant. Sometimes I find myself thinking like this. It would be really easy for me to fake this experiment. At any moment, I could just turn off the camera and sit down, but I would feel really bad about it. And I really like the credibility I have with my audience here for being 100% honest and really putting myself through it. In some experiments, I can't handle it. I really like that. I left that aside for a bit and I'm going to heat up my meal. Man, this is the secret to sticking to a diet, having your meal prepped and ready. Here I have 250 grams. No, here I have 200 grams of soy protein, 150 grams of broccoli, and 150 grams of mashed potatoes. This is my standard lunch. I have no problem at all eating frozen food, repeating meals, having the same lunch every day, the same breakfast every day. I have zero issues with that. My problem is with cooking. If I don't have to cook, everything's fine. And while this is heating up, it's 9.5 minutes. I'll tidy up the clothes, fold everything, and once again, I'm eating while standing. Look, Samuel came here and withdrew the money for me. He's sick, he has a fever because of an allergy he found out about yesterday. In the worst way. Angiroba oil, really? That has nothing to do with it. I had never even heard of it before. Why did you use that oil? Because my mom used to say, put it on, it'll work. Will it work? To get sick.
My face burned in the middle of the night.
We're going to train together, or not really, right?
I'm going to train. Oh, I'm going to record, so.
Continuing the video, I found out what was the biggest downside of this video. The most annoying part was that I couldn't take an Uber. Wow, that's some serious white people problems, right? But what happened? I'm from São Paulo, and in São Paulo, I don't know, 4 kilometers away is really close for us. But you're not going to walk. You'll either take an Uber or take the subway or take a bus. That's how it is for us here. Everything is far away because the city is so big. And then I thought, wow, right? If I take an Uber, I'll be sitting. I'll have to go there by bus, right? At least I know the bus route, and that's fine. I can get around here just fine using public transportation, but man, I hate taking public transportation. If there's one thing I changed in my life after I started making a little more money, it's that instead of buying a car, I said, man, I don't want to take public transportation so much anymore. I don't like it. I spent my whole life taking public transportation, an hour and a half to get to work and an hour and a half to get back. Now that I have the chance to do things differently, right? I much prefer getting around with Uber, so for me, that was the worst part of all. I preferred pooping in a horse stance hole to not being able to take Uber. It was really annoying. When I got to the gym, I thought, wow, right? I'm going to have to do a workout without sitting down to rest. I'm going to have to avoid several machines that you have to use while sitting. Okay, fine. I'm already without Uber. The rest can go to hell. It's going to be worse than having to take the bus.
Music. I'm really regretting having worked out. My leg, man. It's really bad right now.
I saw the suffering in all your exercises. Wow, that's horrible. Usually I train legs twice a week. I'm not going to train legs again this week. No way. Man, I'm so mad. I already hate training legs even without this experience. Skip.
Leg day, man.
Exactly.
That's it.
We're playing a game so I can distract myself from the pain, right? Barca. But alright, and then came the first big screw up I made during the making of this video. I trained legs like there was no tomorrow. It didn't cross my mind like, damn, my legs are going to be super fatigued and I won't be able to sit down. So I trained legs hard, I trained legs with strength like it was a normal day. Obviously not so normal because I couldn't sit on some machines, right? Man, that really messed me up for almost 3 days because my legs got really fatigued and sitting down would have helped a lot. Pause. So I spent about 2 days with my legs wrecked and I really wanted to rest, but I couldn't. And, you know, something that happens a lot in my life and happened once again is that I have to explain to people why I'm in some pretty peculiar situations, right? In this case, not being able to sit down. And then I explain to people. I create content, I'm in the middle of this experiment, so I can't do certain things. This always happens in my life, I'm already used to it. I have plenty of social contact with friends. So for them it's funny, right? I'm always going through something weird, right? Finally, the moment to lie down and go to sleep. And Joel is already here at home. And now I'm going to lie down and only get up tomorrow. And that's it.
Ah, that's good.
Breakfast here with Joel. I'm jealous that he gets to sit down. And I'm using my method here for special guests. Look how cute. Really cool. So, what happens? The water starts to boil here, and then it will rise, it will come into contact with the coffee. Look, it's already starting to rise. And after it stays in contact with the coffee for a long time, infusing, I turn off the flame with this here. Look, I put this on top of the flame. And then the water goes down, passing through a filter that's here. Joel is over there downloading Naruto for us to play. And it goes down, passing through a filter, and the water goes through a filter, and then it goes down, passing through a filter that fights. And I'm going to take a number 2.
It's really annoying to take a number 2.
Joel is one of my oldest friends, but now he lives in Canada. And sometimes he comes to Brazil, you know, once a year. And we love this game. We played it for 6 hours. We only stopped playing because we realized we had to eat. So it really helped to pass the time, you know?
Some friends even joined me in this, right? I had a meeting with Guilherme Romano. He came over to my house.
For us to talk a bit about YouTube. And he's the guy who shares the most content about meditation with me, right?
And going to the gym with Guilherme Romano, who was at my place, we were talking about YouTube and a bunch of other things. By the way,
he even stood up with me. He also has ADHD. He doesn't really like sitting down. And now we're going to train together.
No, it's not that. It's solidarity, right? The guy's struggling and you think, I'm his friend, I can't just let him suffer.
Alone, right?
I heard that he's even having trouble pooping. It's a whole process, man. It's really annoying for him to poop.
Man, only in the movie because...
If anyone criticizes this experience, this guy is dedicated. He's pooping standing up to keep the experience going and is truly serious about it.
Well, the positive side here of having Guilherme training with me today is that he's a yogi and he knows a lot about stretching because he needs to stretch to meditate for really long periods. What's the longest time you've meditated without moving?
13 hours.
13 hours. I told him I can't sit and he said I really need to stretch. I did some stretching in the morning, but it was half-assed. And he's going to give me a better stretching routine now, one that I can do standing up.
Right? So the idea is, because you see the logic of stretching is inversely proportional to the logic of exercises for muscle development. That's also why you reduce stretching as you build muscle, right?
So,
for example, in an exercise for muscle development, you have to use more strength, you have to have more endurance, you have to contract the area you're working on. In stretching, you have to relax despite the pain. So we use, and then in strength exercises, you use a lot of inhaling, you use a lot of the sympathetic nervous system, right? To activate a series of brain resources to give you energy, to give you the fight or flight mechanisms, right? So you can have impact. With stretching, it's the opposite. You rely on the parasympathetic system and relaxation, even while applying force. A common mistake people make when stretching is this, for example. Like, you put it there and you keep doing...
Ah, the zigzag isn't...
No, it's the back and forth. You're contracting the muscles during that.
Back and forth, back and forth.
So, when you're stretching, the thing is to use your breathing.
So,
and stay as long as you can. And with each breath in, You relax a little more, even though it hurts.
He gave me some stretches to do. I found them really hard because I'm not flexible at all, I'm extremely stiff. It was worth it. I felt a huge relief after finishing. Then we did a quick shoulder workout together, which was tough without sitting down. The workout was really short, and that's not everything you're seeing, right?
I got back from the workout and got a package.
Let's see what arrived this time.
This is insane. Look, you can't really tell the quality, right? Man, what a wonderful fabric.
Nice, right? I got the long line from Insider. But actually the t-shirt is my favorite. Man, look how well this shirt fits. I use it for everything. Comfortable fabric, it doesn't wrinkle. Well, it doesn't wrinkle like that, right? If you crumple it up like this, it does get a little wrinkled. But once you put it on, give it a few minutes and it looks brand new. It's super cool, right? It's thermoregulating. If you want, here's a coupon, Flamino12. Go check it out. Take a look at Insider's pieces. They even have some warmer pieces now. But the brand has no flaws. I love doing this because it's really stretchy. I've had this t-shirt here for years already. It looks like I bought it yesterday. Well, for the remaining days, there weren't that many different things for me to think it was worth re-recording. I stopped recording every time I eat or work standing up since it's not that interesting. Now I just mention it more often in this report, even if I considered recording it. And during this experience, I noticed two benefits that I'm going to mention to you honestly. There were benefits to doing this weird thing. I spent much less time, almost no time procrastinating, like looking at social media, watching videos. Because when we go to do this kind of thing, I don't know, like spending some time watching reels on Instagram, watching YouTube Shorts videos. You keep scrolling, you know? Feeding your dopamine. Usually we don't do this standing up. We do it either lying down or sitting. So I noticed that it really reduced the amount of time I was just looking at my phone for nothing, you know? That empty entertainment. I'm not judging. Our lives need entertainment, whether it's empty or not. But I ended up becoming more productive because of that too. Because another thing is that it was uncomfortable to just stand still. So I realized that my legs felt less tired when I was walking, when I was moving. So I tried to think of tasks, things I could do while walking, and that made me really productive during that week. I made a lot of videos standing up, right? Actually, that one was a bit annoying. But I became really productive. I thought that was a cool aspect. Even though I didn't like it overall, I found this experience pretty boring. But there was a positive point. And now I'm going to call myself out here in the video. I didn't go 7 days without sitting. During the experience, I sat down without realizing it. That's my confession.
Look how crappy that is. I'm sitting down.
I forgot while talking to Guilherme and I sat down. He said, sit there. I just sat down. It was a 7-day challenge and I couldn't sit. I was already on my 4th day, right? Yeah, and now it's over? No, I can continue, finish, but...
It's okay.
Edu, it's okay? Both of them. They are...
I was like... Look, sending a voice message to the girl. Then he goes, Patricia,
This just shows how seriously I take things. I was really upset. Guys, look.
I'm shaking! Take it!
Take it. Look. I will continue.
See? Sitting doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I think the real issue is when you're doing things that are boring. Innocent?
He didn't catch on? He didn't catch us?
I'm very innocent. All the videos I make here for you are 100% transparent, 100% real. If I can't do something, I say it. If I failed at any point, I say it. If I ended the experiment before it was over, I say it. If I managed to do it all the way, I say it. I've already realized that this doesn't affect the number of views. This doesn't affect anything negatively. Actually being 100% honest and real with you only gives me more credibility. And I think that's why my channel has been growing the way it is, because I'm real. Well, that's it. That's what I had to say. And I really don't recommend doing this experiment, but if you can, try to spend less time sitting, right? Because of these studies I ended up finding out about. If you like this video and the transparency I showed here, leave a like. It will really help my work a lot. You have no idea. See you next time until the next experiment. Wow, this old lady makes me wish I had a GTA bazooka. I hate this.